with a 2007 Suzuki Hayabusa, the GSX 1300, or this is actually I think a 1340 or something like that, but stretched, some type of ridiculous exhaust, little minor accent pieces in there. It's actually a pretty clean bike. Let's take it for a spin. This bike only has 13,000 miles on it. Up. Kickstand. If you've never ridden a Hayabusa, if you don't know what you're doing, then just never ride a Hayabusa. Don't do it. It's a very fast and dangerous bike. If you know what you're doing, hop on one. They're a lot of fun. Let's give it a little second to warm up. These things have one purpose in life: drag racing. Going really, really fast in a straight line. And being big. It's actually kind of like a touring bike. They set up a little more comfortable. You see a lot of older guys that like sport bikes. They like to ride the Hayabusas to do touring and stuff like that. They're definitely fun bikes to ride. They don't handle as well when you stretch them out, but it's also harder to do wheelies, which is good for when you're drag racing. You want to keep the front end down. The Hayabusa, you know, I understand. Okay, you stretch out your Hayabusa for drag racing. That kind of makes sense. But when people stretch out 600s, I'm thinking, what are you doing? You kind of ruin that bike. This is one of those bikes that you really can't legally. I took a ZX. This is very similar to the ZX14. I took a ZX14 to the shop, and I said it's kind of bogging down at 8,000 RPMs. The funny thing is, you can't legally hit 8,000 RPMs in any gear on that bike without speeding excessively on any road in America. I'll tell you what though, for having a stretch, this actually does not handle as bad as I thought it would. Now when they stretch it and they put a big wide tire like a 240 or 300 wide tire, oh man, that thing does not handle at all. It's just, you're fighting it to turn. Every second you're just fighting it. I'm just cruising in 6th gear, guys. I don't gotta impress anybody. I don't gotta show them how fast the Hayabusa is. Everyone knows it's a fast bike. It's a lot of fun to drive. I'll maybe get on like 1st gear, maybe 2nd gear up here at the once I turn around. But I just want to show you guys, this is it's actually still a pretty good maneuverable bike. It still handles fairly decent, even with like a 6-inch stretch. And for a 1st gen Hayabusa, I know it's the last of the 1st gens. It's an 07 and 08 they went with a new body style. This is a really clean bike. Normally you'll see, normally these bikes have been dropped a couple times. If you want to see more about it, check out the walk around video. This bike's gonna be cheap. This bike's gonna be real cheap. I'm thinking like $6,000. I'm just gonna blow it out. I got too many bikes. I want to get it sold quick. For $6,000, it's a pretty good deal. I could catch up to that car real quick. I'm not gonna. I didn't, first gear just spun. Just the whole way. That was pretty cool. These are great bikes. They're pretty comfortable. You could definitely do some touring on them. I know a lot of guys who like to tour with these bikes. Another cool bike, which I've never had, I've only seen one or two, is the B-King, which is the Hayabusa Hayabusa Street Fighter naked bike. Which, man, that'd be a lot of fun to have. Hayabusa's a great motor. I mean, this thing's pushing out close to, I think it might be just over 200 horsepower, somewhere around there. 190 something, 200 horsepower. Pretty impressive. But just showing you guys that I'm in 6th gear. Sorry, hiccuped and burped. I'm in 6th gear. The thing runs good. The gauges work. It's got a fuel gauge. The bike is extremely nice, and someone spent a couple bucks doing that stretch. You have to get a larger chain. Now, actually talking to a lot of the drag racers about these Hayabusas, they say the best way to stretch these things out is not to get a whole new swing arm, is to get the spacers that go in between the stock swing arm. They all thought from their experience, that was the most stable way to stretch these things out and drag race them, which I thought was pretty interesting. Because it's one of the cheaper ways to do it. You know, it utilizes the factory-made swing arm just with blocks in them. Another good thing about this bike is it's not lowered, which is always good. I don't think it's lowered. It doesn't look lowered. It's got a little power port with an on-off switch. Very smart. Now, despite what a lot of people say, I mean, the Hayabusa is actually a pretty tame bike. It's a beast. Don't get me wrong, but for it to be a daily driver, it's not unrealistic. If you know what you're doing, you got to know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, yeah, it's crazy dangerous. I could definitely see myself riding a Hayabusa or a ZX14 just as a daily driver. You know, just a good, nice, fast, good performing, fun bike. Another good thing about these is, I mean, this is the 2007. They've been making this bike for almost 10 years, this same bike. And then in 2008, they stepped up the body style. A lot of people like the first gen better than the 08s. But in the motorcycle world, the Hayabusa is the big bad bike. Yeah, I know that the S1000 RRs, you know, is up there too, and the ZX14 also, but bang for your buck. It really is hard to beat the Busa. right, guys. Got a couple more bikes to test drive. If you're interested in this bike, check out the below. It's at the website srkcycles.com. It will sell fast, probably this month. And check out the walk and run video. And remember, it's not what you're riding, but where you're going. See you guys later.